I now give the floor to His Excellency Sacha Llorenty, Permanent Representative of the Plurinational State of Bolivia in the United Nations.
Muy buenos días.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to greet the President of the General Assembly, Ambassador Cortesa, and to greet Ambassador Javier Lasso, the Permanent Representative of Ecuador, the Susana Macroa, the Deputy Secretary General. Distinguished colleagues, good morning. Bolivia would like to, with great sorrow, join in the condolences expressed to our brothers of Nepal because of the tragedy that has occurred in recent hours. And the international community must join efforts to do everything possible to deal with the tragedy that has afflicted that part of the world. Mr. President, Mother Earth and mankind are being stricken by multiple crises: environmental, climatic, economic, financial, water, food, generated by an inhuman and predatory capitalism which is turning human life and Mother Earth into merchandise. Today we have a historical opportunity to build a new, different world, and we must do so without delay. The post-2015 agenda must express this mandate that which Mother Earth and the peoples are demanding of us. The plurinational state of Bolivia is proud of being able to commemorate jointly with the international community the 22nd of April as the International Mother Earth Day in Bolivia. In the Andes, the Pachamama Day, a date which calls upon us to reaffirm with concrete action our commitment and responsibility to building a equitable society and economy as a project for life. In other words, in accordance with the paradigms of a good life in harmony and balance with Mother Earth. Debating the different alternative approaches for sustainable development should be a primary task to solve the various crises that we peoples are facing. And this is why we'd like to recall Resolution 63/278 adopted by the General Assembly in 2009, which declares the 22nd of April the International Mother Earth Day, reaffirming that Earth and its ecosystems are our home, and convinced that in order to achieve a fair balance between the economic, social, and environmental needs of present and future generations, is necessary to promote harmony with nature and with the Earth. Mr. President, the final document of the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, which is called The Future We Want, recognizes that the planet Earth and our ecosystems are home, and that Mother Earth is a common expression for a number of countries and regions, and it indicates that some countries recognize the rights of nature in the context of the promotion of sustainable development. Harmony with nature and the protection of the integrity of Mother Earth are of great importance to build a different world with better conditions, understanding that the strengthening of the ecosystems, biodiversity, and environmental functions of nature will be possible only if we human beings, we living beings, live in harmony with Mother Earth. The plurinational state of Bolivia believes that one of the pillars of this is to build the joint mechanisms for the integrated management and the sustainable management of forests and earth. Our proposal from Bolivia to the Framework Convention of the United Nations on Climate Change as a holistic and integrated plan to make progress on the objectives to reduce forest degradation and the reduction of poverty, strengthening the means of life of local peoples in the framework of an approach of mitigating and adapting to climate change. Also the objective to guarantee the continuity of the capacity to regenerate the components and systems of Mother Earth, recovering and strengthening local knowledge and ancestral knowledge in the framework of the complementarity of rights, obligations, and duties, and the integrated development as a means to achieving a good life, the basis for planning, public management, and investment in the institutional strategic framework for its implementation. Mr. President, Bolivia wishes to reiterate its rejection of the the marketing of forests and biodiversity and environmental systems, that we must report so-called, which is called a green economy, and with any other type of model that must put a price on environmental functions of Mother Earth, creating markets of nature. For example, the carbon markets, which do not curb pollution, quite the contrary. The industries of the developed countries prefer carbon bonds instead of reducing their emission. Bolivia has made clear its position in the clause where we say the future we want in this context, following the mandate of Resolution 69224 of this General Assembly, with a view to making progress in the deliberations on harmony with nature and in order to promote the balanced integration of the different economic, social, and environmental dimensions of sustainable development. This can make a contribution to the elaboration of the post-2015 agenda, and Bolivia would reiterate the following proposals: agriculture, security, and environmental sovereignty and nutritional sovereignty, ensure that the patterns of sustainable consumption be the basis for the economy, the regenerative capacity of Mother Earth and its ecosystem, adaptation of the climate to climate change in the framework of integrated development, the eradication of poverty, traditional knowledge and in scientific dialogue, development of peoples in the situations of vulnerability, and indigenous peoples, Afro-descendant peoples, migrants, and for development, and the democratization and redistribution equitably for wealth, the elimination of unemployment and the promotion of dignified employment, universal access to healthcare and education, access to potable water, sanitation, irrigation, energy, communication, the destruction of the international financial system, the restructuring of the sovereign debt and Bretton Woods institutions, compliance with the financing for development and the commitments of official development aid, reaffirming the principles of common responsibility, but differentiated responsibility with regard to existing asymmetries. Mr. President, lastly, allow me to express our hope that the work which we have before us with respect to the post-2015 agenda will be fruitful, positive, in accordance with the new realities and challenges of our peoples and governments. And we believe that for this, the result of this interactive dialogue on harmony with nature will also serve as inputs in the negotiations on the post-2015 agenda. Thank you very much.